What is going on, everybody? We even got the music because it is prime time. My name is Paul Spencer. That guy right next to me is my little brother, Dave Yarnell. Davey, what's going on, bro?
What's going on, big time? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, feeling good. And, we had to bring this guy back, man. He still hasn't found a home yet. So I feel, what better way? It's Easter week, after Easter here. We got to keep it going. So I got to do people solids. I got to bring in Eddie back. What's going on, Eddie?
Not much. It's been a beautiful in the 70s in here in Tucson, Arizona. So,
hey, it's 70. It was 74 today, and I was happy. I was working outside, cutting the grass, putting lights around my house. I was feeling good today, man. I tell you, I even painted the gutters out front. Finally, some nice weather. But Dave, man, you look a little tired. How's that life with softball season, brother?
Dude, I live on the softball field every other day, guys. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I know. Usually, you're calling me like during the daytime. I can't even get a hold of you now, man.
I know. It's insane. She's just on the field every other day. So, but it's always good to have the professor next to me, baby.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a PhD psychology, and you name it. I don't know what the hell his PhD is anymore. He's got so many of them out there. And welcome back to the show, Eddie. Appreciate you hopping on, brother. Hey, last week we did a live draft, and we talked about it. A lot of players that went a little early, players that went late. I don't care about the other teams. I mean, this is the Cowboys Weekly, so everybody out there right now, 43 live viewers checking in. At least make sure you comment. If you're on Twitter, most of you are. Double tap that Twitter screen. A pop-up icon will be at the bottom. Comment and let us know. If you hate the Cowboys, hey, you hate the Cowboys, you love the Cowboys, let us know. We don't make sense half the time, so school us. Let us know.
This is true. We don't make sense half the time.
No, and I tell you what, after that draft, I don't think I make any sense anymore. I don't even think I should do a show anymore, honestly, because
I'm still trying to figure out. Do we have a number 2 receiver yet, or are we still looking for one? I have no idea.
Yeah, we got one. I'm actually going to be signing next week on a contract.
We do have a number 2 receiver? Okay, you guys let me know. I just, last time I checked, it was Jalen Tolbert. I don't know. That could be.
Jerry did call me, and he said, Paul, do you want to be our number 2 wide receiver? I was like, I'm not that fast.
Oh, Jerry called you personally? Wow.
This is what he said, Dave. He's like, hey, Paul, listen, man, we don't have a number 2 wide receiver. And I'm like, yeah, no shit, Jerry. I know that. We missed a boat on that one, brother. And he said, how about I sign you to a year contract? And I was like, well, I'm not that fast. And he goes, anything is better than Tolbert and Flournoy. Come on in. I'm like, you're right. I'm on my way, Jerry. On my way.
It's funny because, Eddie, I keep hearing names, man, and I know you keep hearing these too. I just don't know what's true or not to believe anymore. I just don't know.
I don't.
Hold on to that thought. Hold on to that thought because we can always wish in one hand and shit in the other because we're probably going to be shitting in the hand because we ain't going to be getting anybody as wide receiver. So, Dave, hold that thought. But listen, oh, God, the Cowboys had the 12th pick. Okay.
We did.
We did, Dave. We did. We definitely had the 12th pick. But
and we kept it.
We kept it, but okay. McMillan was dropping, but he went early, okay? At that point, after McMillan left, Jonte's gone at 6. We've seen that. McMillan goes. Eddie, at that point, what were you thinking at 12? Okay, what do we do at 12 here?
I was praying maybe a Tyler Warren. Maybe the Bears would do something stupid and not take Tyler Warren.
Well, they did something stupid. They took Colston McLaughlin. Yeah. Out of the box big time, right? But, hey, listen, Dave, what were you thinking when, at 12?
I said to you guys before the draft started, I said I really would be okay with an offensive lineman, and I think that's what they really needed. And we said that. We said that in the past shows. We were talking about an offensive lineman is with the Cowboys. We weren't really talking about tight ends because Ferguson was there. We knew Tyler Warren would have been nice. Don't get me wrong. I would have been okay with that. But my thing is, too, we need an offensive lineman, and that's what we went after, guys. I kind of like it. I got to be honest.
Okay, well, let's talk about Tyler. Another Tyler. Welcome to the Tyler world of Dallas Cowboys.
This is the Tyler offensive line, baby.
Yeah, that's
the Great Wall of Tylers, guys. Come on.
Hey, three out of the 5 spots are Tylers. Well, at least we have Tyler Smith, Tyler Guyton, Tyler Booker. At least Terrence Steele starts with a T too. Cooper, you're the only oddball out there. You're the CB guy, I guess. But going back to this here, now this is what bothered me, honestly. I went back and I thought about it. Okay, I have 2 thoughts. The Cowboys reached, of course. He could have been late first round at early. But here's my thing. I think it made sense for this pick because after when you see people take offensive linemen, that board runs pretty quick. Campbell goes, okay? Banks goes. You see that, okay, the tackles are gone. We don't need the tackle. We got to go out. If we're going to build the offensive line, we got to go out and get the best guard out there. And that was to me Booker. I mean, you look at how he played at Alabama. First team, all SEC, first team All-American at guard, standout player, 3-year starter, big size, big motor. And what got me too was that energy when he was called. He picked up Melrose, carried him for 100 yards, comes down there, runs down the whole thing, smacks the billboard for the Cowboys, and he has the motor, and that's what he is all about. That's how he played at Bama. Dave, what do you think?
This kid was all smiles. I loved it when the pick was made. He felt like a kid in a candy store. I am a cowboy. That's what I wanted to be, a cowboy. So you know what? Good for him. I'm so excited. And you know what? I think big things are going to do really well for him. I really feel this kid could be really good. And if this offensive line does what we think it's going to do, you're going to see some good things out of this kid. I really feel it, guys. I really do.
Eddie, how did you feel? We were part of the live draft, which is our 3rd annual live draft. We'll do it again next year as we do every year. But how did you feel at 12? Dallas Cowboys select Tyler Booker, guard out of Alabama. How'd you feel, Eddie? I was with you.
When I heard the name Tyler being mentioned there, I was excited, but then it was the wrong Tyler.
What Tyler did you want?
Tyler Warren, baby. It would have given Dak that Brock Bowers, Travis Kelce type of weapon.
Yeah, I mean, I considered it. Now I go back and look at it like, okay, you could have had Tyler Warren, but this to me, which we'll talk about Tyler Booker, his standout, what he is about, but it kind of made sense to me, and it didn't make sense. Nothing makes sense to me being a Cowboys fan anymore. But this is what I came. This is what I came across. Schottenheimer told us what we're going to be this year. Screw the wide receivers. Go out and get 4 backs and run the ball. 4 running backs might equal a starter in this league for the Dallas Cowboys. Build the offensive line, okay? Build the offensive line. You lose a Hall of Famer in Zach Martin. Go out and get a guard to solidify that. And I think we all know now our starting lineup is going to be Tyler Guyton, Tyler Smith, Cooper Beebe, Tyler Booker, and Terrence Steele. That's going to be our offensive line.
It's not a bad line if you think about it. It's really not.
But Dave, hold on. There is a problem with this line. Okay?
I knew you'd find something wrong with it.
A huge problem.
Two huge problems.
Okay, Eddie, you give me one.
Guyton should not be playing left tackle, period. He needs to be moved to the right tackle. You move Tyler Smith to left tackle, and you put Booker and Beebe as the 2 guards and Hoffman as the center.
I kind of like that, but we know that's not going to happen because they went guard right now. So they're going to keep exactly how they have it. But Eddie, I like how you said that. I'll give you one little step further from Mr. not PhD, but just me. Okay, here's my philosophy. For the 3rd straight year, the Dallas Cowboys select a player out of position. Okay? It bothers me.
We can work around it.
Dave, did you see Tyler Guyton last year?
Did
you see him play 17 games last year?
I'm just saying. I mean, we can work around it. We have a good coach that can work with that. And you said that yourself.
Well, here's the thing. Connor Riley he's a guru on the offensive line. I get that. But, man, there's a difference between a guy playing right tackle going over to left tackle and Guyton. I get that, Eddie. I want to move him back there too. But then Terrence Steele becomes a bench piece at $17 million. You cannot do that.
Cut him for the 9.
Can't cut him. You can't cut him.
You can't cut him now because it doesn't come dead space anymore. You bite the $17 million. If you would have done that earlier, you would have paid the $9 million and $8 million would have gone to dead cap space. It would have been different. Now you bite the $17 million.
Right.
But here's the thing. Okay. Tyler Guyton from right tackle goes over to left tackle, struggles all year last year. Bang.
I think
Okay.
I think he's going to be fine this year, though. I do. I really do.
I'm glad positivity, Dave. I'm so glad you're here, keeping it in my mind, trying to keep me positive. Okay. But Dave, I've been positive all season with you, all season. Now it's starting, Dave, to that little thing on my shoulder, that little devil.
Take that thing off your shoulder and keep where you are, because
I've been trying,
I'm
Dave.
telling you.
Dave, here's the thing now. You go out and you get Tyler Booker, a standout All-American, first team SEC, pancake blocker.
Hey, anybody from Bama's got to be good, right?
But Dave, there's a difference. There's a difference.
Yeah, they do, sure.
Dave, Dave, you know what position he plays, right?
I do.
Okay, what did he play in college?
He's a guard.
What guard, Dave?
Okay, he's a guard.
What guard, Dave?
Is he on the right side?
I don't know. You asked. I'm asking you.
I'm asking. Yeah, okay, so I guess he's left side then. In fact,
he's left side, Dave. Now he's going to the right side once again. A out of position player. Where Dave, I told you. Here's the thing. I tried telling this last year and even 2 years ago. We went Tyler. Well, not Tyler Smith because he was the left side anyway. I said, Dave, on Out of the Box here. This is our third year doing the shows on Out of the Box here. I want everybody who's right-handed. I want you to become left-handed by next week. There is a total difference night and day, Dave. Your back foot is not your plant foot anymore. Your opposite foot is your plant foot. Everything is a 180 mirror.
Don't you think they're going to coach him on that?
Dave,
I do.
I get coaching. Go ahead, Eddie.
It's not. There's not that many guys that have been able to make that transition.
Very true.
You have to be a special talent, and I don't think Tyler.
I'm sure he'll adjust, and they will be fine.
Only time will tell, I guess, right? Only time will tell.
Right? Hey, you have all training camp. You have all OTAs. You got plenty of time to figure it out.
Yeah, I watched my Arizona Wildcats destroy Tyler Guyton in a bowl game a couple years ago.
I mean, listen, he is a great player. He has good size, good movement. The thing he struggles in is pass blocking. He struggles with pass blocking. That's his thing. He has the motor. He can pull. He has the speed, the power to get out in front. And he's a guy that what I call is a Bob, a back on back, but he's not a back. He gets to that second level. He hits first. He gets to the second level to open up holes, but he's a good puller. I mean, Jalen Milroe called him his best friend on offensive line. They were a running team basically, and Milroe followed him. But NFL is a different story. You're coming to the league. The one thing that I don't like what he does, go back and watch the film in him. He has long arms. He has the wingspan. He presses his arms here, but he commits to the arm length. He doesn't pop, what I call pop. Pop the pads. One hit release, move on. He stays with the guy and pancakes him. He's got to learn in the NFL what we call the chip block. You got to learn how to chip the nose tackle, chip the end, get to the second level. Looking at his film, he didn't do a lot of that. In the NFL, you need to do that because you're going to see a double team on the nose tackle. They're going to look for you, and they're going to crease that, especially with stunts and twists. You got to commit to one person and then bounce off. He does not do that.
They will work with him, and they will make sure he does do that.
Yeah, but what does the new coach
have confidence in the coaching ability, guys? Because you guys don't have that, which I do.
What is Schottenheimer? Nothing to me right now.
Okay, right now he's nothing, but that could change. I mean,
to me, he's on a plan of a 3-year.
What was Nick Sirianni before he came the Eagle coach? We didn't know he was. So.
You know what? He built that team with Howie Roseman, and guess what?
And Schottenheimer's been in the league a lot longer. So, I mean, come on.
Okay, well, there's a difference between new school and fossil, okay?
Was it Marty with the Great Wall of Seattle there? Oh, okay.
What?
Well, you know what? I think he wasn't even named for any coaching staff in the NFL. They were just like, okay, well, you know what? Jerry Jones, once again, needs a puppet, and it's a 3-year plan. If it works out, Jerry's a genius. If it doesn't work out,
there you go. That's you take what you get.
Well, you know what? To me, he's the best puppet available.
He's got energy. He wants to win. I love his drive. He wants to win. I love it. That's what we need.
Every coach wants to win.
Yeah, but McCarthy didn't have that. Schottenheimer does.
Hey, Paul, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What does the new Kansas State offensive lineman know about pass block? And Kansas State never was a passing team. To me, you have to be able to pass in this league to have a chance of succeeding. It's not a running league anymore. It's
That
not
is
19.
true. That is true, Eddie, because when they had Klein, the legend coach there, of course, and Snyder as well. But I get your point. But one thing, when we had Cooper's dad on the show, Cooper Beebe's dad, he was telling us they teach everything, pass blocking, because they're a zone scheme running team with Deuce
He
Vaughn,
did say that.
things like that. I think he's going to mandate, because they wouldn't bring him in here without an identity. We know
True.
he's a running guy. I go back to the Gary Kubiak days, Eddie. The zone block with Denver. That's what I categorize. Connor Riley here, but they wouldn't have brought him in and said, "Hey, we're going to have you pass block, pass block, pass block. We're going to be a 60-40 passing team." I think it was set in stone when Schottenheimer brought him in and said, "The reason why we're bringing you is we want that Kansas State running attack." That's what I see in that. I could be wrong, but then again, in the NFL, dude, you got to be 50-50. You know what I mean? You can't just be a one-base team, Eddie. I agree.
Yeah, Kansas State hasn't really had much success running the ball lately. So, they've been pretty mediocre.
That is true too, but they're Kansas State. They don't get the recruits, Eddie. You know what I mean? They're not one of the big. They are Power 5 still, but Eddie, Kansas State is not getting the commitments that the powerhouses that they can't even compete. Kansas beat them. Kansas is better than them now. The Jayhawks. Who would have thought that?
So I have a question for both of you, right? Real quick, would Tyler Booker would have been there? Would he have been there in the third round if we would have picked him there?
No.
Okay.
But definitely late. We could have traded down to 32 and he'd still be there.
I don't think he would have been there at 32.
I don't think so either. I really don't.
The reason why I say that, I thought he would have went before Gray Zappel from North Dakota State. I think he would have went before that.
But I think a lot of people had the kid from Gray Zappel ahead of Booker, because Gray Zappel could be either a guard or a tackle.
True. But I think that's why Dallas jumped it, because they wanted to, fill that spot with Zach Martin. And to me, Booker was the best available guard, even though he's left.
They were very excited about the pick when they did it. You could just see in the war room. They were just like, it was there. They took it.
You have to be. You're committed to the pick. But let's read a comment real quick. Michael Papernick checks in. He says, "It works with the Eagles as Cam Jurgens was drafted by the Eagles and played center in college and played right guard for the Eagles for a couple of years before moving back when Kelsey retired and became all-pro first year. It is possible." I get that.
Good point.
But I get that. I understand that. But there's a difference between what we've done. We have 3 out-of-place players in 3 years consecutive. That's not plugging a guy one spot to the other. That's plugging 3 guys and saying, you're learning this, you're learning this, you're learning this. Think about this. 3 new players in 3 years still trying to gel together. There's a difference between one player on the line going to a spot. There's a huge difference. It worked with Tyron Smith, because there was our wall when we got Tyron Smith was great. He moved from right to left. He was plugging one player. He wasn't plugging 2 to 3 players. There's a difference. There's a huge difference to me. But
and Tyler Smith played both the tackle and the guard position in college. So
on the right side though. On the right side, yeah. He played great, but
I guess Tyler
tell. We'll see.
Time will tell.
We'll see. We'll see how it works out, but
Dallas needs to play the 5 best offensive linemen. Who cares what they're getting paid? Hoffman at center, to me, maybe at one guard, at right guard, Booker at left guard, and Tyler Smith at left tackle.
Brock worked his butt off last year, if we recall correctly. He was good.
Who?
Brock Hoffman did really well.
Yeah. That's why he needs to be the center, and Cooper Beebe needs to be the right guard. I don't care what Tyler Smith is making. He's lousy.
Oh, you mean Terrence
Steele?
Terrence
Steele. Yeah, Steele. Yeah.
Yeah, you meant Steele, because Tyler's no joke.
I was gonna say he meant Terrence Steele. He didn't mean Tyler.
I agree with that, Eddie, but I think they already made this. That would be a solid.
I like Cooper at center, honestly, guys. That's just me. But
Eddie, you do make sense with that. I like that situation there, but it told us when Dave and I did the show about 5 weeks ago, and we were going over the draft spots. Not draft spots, the salary cap, when I was telling Dave about it, I said if you release them now, you're only going to bite $9 million. It's an $8 million cap space hit. Get it off your books. It's not a big deal. When they kept him, that told me they're going to pay the $17 million hit on him. They're keeping him. They're not getting rid of him. And they will not use a $17 million guy as a backup. Jerry Jones will not.
I was going to say, do you see Jerry doing that? No.
Then he'll get lousy play from that side where they won't be able to do anything on that side.
True. Stacy checking in. She's like, hey, guys, happy hump day. Yeah, coming from
Stacy, what's up?
Coming from Stacy, all about hump day. We all know. We know her.
Are you surprised?
Love you, Stace. Love you, Stace. Michael checks in again. He says, do you have any confidence in your offensive line coach? I do 100%.
I do.
I was very stoked that he came over. I love Connor Riley. I think he's a great offensive coach. He's the guy that teaches 5 positions on the line. Everybody knows it. I mean, he's in practice. Cooper Beebe played left tackle, certain times. He played center. He played both guards. It's what I love about him. I think he's a lot better than what we have. If there's anybody that can move players and positions, it is Connor Riley. I love this guy. Dave, when we did that show, I was stoked about Connor Riley.
You are, and you've mentioned you mentioned Riley a lot. You did.
I love the guy.
You were very excited that he came over. Yeah.
Now, I wrote down some stats here real quick. Okay, in 2023, he had 12 starts. We're talking about Cooper here at Booker here. 12 starts at left guard. In 2024, he played 13 games, 12 starts at left guard, and 1 start at left tackle. I'm just concerned.
The kid's a beast. I mean, he's going to be, like I said, he's good, and he's going to be. I think he's going to be real good for us. I feel it. I really.
Only thing I can say with that one, let me ask you this, Dave.
I mean, how many sacks did he give it up? I mean, seriously. Yeah.
Okay, that's an interesting thing, Dave. Okay, stats here. Last year for 13 games, unassisted or assisted sacks. How many do you think he gave up?
2, 3.
Eddie, how many do you think?
6.
1.
I thought it was 2. I thought I heard 2. I thought it was like that. Yeah.
1 assisted sack, 1 sack on his own, and 1 assisted. But I don't count the assisted because that is a what we call a combo.
Of course, you don't count it, but they do.
They do, but I don't because it's not a one-on-one. What I look is one-on-one. But Eddie, grade this pick for me.
I would probably at 12. I would give it a B- if they had traded down and made the pick. I think round 20th. He would have been there at 20th. I think.
Where does Zappel go? 22 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
You had to be in front of them to get Booker. I agree with that.
Yeah, but then I would have been happy with if they wanted a guard. I would have been very happy with Zappel if that was the choice.
I would have gone with Booker though. I would have gone with Booker though.
I
would have gone with Booker.
I love the pick,
but I love it. Dave, what's your grade?
I got A-. I think it's a great pick. I just do.
I was kind of pissed off during the live show about it. Then I went back and I was
I know. I heard. I was playing softball, but I heard what you were saying.
I mean, I went back and watched it, after all the show was over, like 1:00 in the morning. I went back and I couldn't sleep. I went back and I watched some, game film of Alabama. And what I seen him do on the left side, the thing is, if he can move to that right side and be that dominant on that right side versus left, to me, it's an A+ pick because you picked
absolutely.
a person that can take over a spot for the next, 7 to 8 years, all pro possibly. But the thing is, too, just like Eddie said, you went out and got a player early when you could have traded back to I want to say maybe 18 to 20 in that spot, picked up an extra third, because teams wanted to move up. Their wide receiver run started, with some wide Bukake, right there. So I think that it was
what's the whole thing about this though? It's all about protected 4, man. That's all it counts.
Screw number 4.
No, it's not screw number 4. It's all about protecting number 4.
Oh, so Dave, so he's
keeping number 4 healthy as much as possible. That's what it's about.
Okay, well, Dave, here's the thing. I would love to play your team.
If you have a great offensive line to protect number 4, we're going to be okay.
Okay, I would love to play you, Dave, because you want to protect number 4. With all I got to do is bring my safety on top of CeeDee Lamb. You ain't throwing the ball to him. You're going to give me what? Who are you going to give me running the ball? Javonte Williams.
Hey, I got a Jaden Blue now. I'm good.
Dave, he's 190 pounds light. You think he's
Okay.
I'm going to read you what I wrote on him.
I have a Javonte Williams. I have a Miles Sanders. I have a Jalen Blue. I got options.
Yeah, you ain't getting past the line of scrimmage.
Okay.
Yeah, three pansy running backs that are small.
What do you have against Miles Sanders? Are you kidding? 2 years ago, he was like the man in Philadelphia.
Miles Sanders was a one-year wonder.
Was he not the man 3 years ago in Philly? Are you kidding?
Hey,
Come on.
Back in high school, I used to be called the man too, brother.
And he's gone and hurt his knees since then.
Eddie, he went to Carolina. He didn't have much of a line there. Come on.
Dave, was he the starter in Carolina? Was he?
It doesn't matter. He was good. Was he good with the Philly? Was he good with the Eagles?
Dave,
was he good with the Eagles? Answer the question.
You talk about the past.
Did he have a line with the Eagles? Answer the question.
Dave,
yes, he did.
Dave, all you do is think about what they did 5 years ago, okay?
What's the matter?
Here's the thing, Dave.
He's still young. He can still run hard.
I'm going to pat your back. He was all pro with the Eagles. He was so great. He goes to Carolina.
And he had nothing to run for you, nothing.
Oh, my God.
What did he have in Carolina? Tell me. I'm curious.
He couldn't even be the starting 2 running back? He couldn't
because he had no line.
Oh, Chuba looked pretty good with the Carolina offense last year.
Hubbard looked like a Pro Bowl running back last year.
Okay.
Behind the same offensive line that Sanders played.
Hey, if you get the Miles Sanders you had 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I'm okay with it.
Dave, there's a reason why he's on a $1.2 million contract. He's a scrub. Nobody wants him.
Okay.
Philadelphia got rid of him pretty easily.
Very fast.
He was a stud in Philadelphia, wasn't he?
Okay, Dave, you know what? When I played back in high school, I was, all conference 2 years in a row. You know what I mean? Then I went to a sucky team and I wasn't shit. I got beat out by a scrub.
Hey.
There's been a lot of one-year wonders at running backs in the NFL.
Agree. Michael says, I give your pick, Booker, a B till we can show with the new move. Agree 100%. I give him a solid B. I mean, it could be an A move for, a pick like that to move over to that opposite side, but time will tell. Dave, this is to you. Okay. Dave, you keep saying Miles Sanders is going to be your savior.
I'm not saying he's going to be a savior. I'm just saying he's a good running back. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying. Did I say anything about savior? No, I just said he's a solid running back.
Dave, is he the starter on the Dallas Cowboys this year?
No, Javonte Williams will probably be your starter.
So
what do you have against him? Because he got hurt. He's injured. He was good in Denver.
You know what? The funny thing is,
Eddie, was he not good in Denver? Am I wrong?
He was good for half a year in Denver.
Okay. Then he got hurt. Then he got hurt, right?
No, he was hurt before that.
No.
He was. All I know is he was solid in Denver, from what I watched.
Okay, if he's that solid, why they let him go for a 4th round pick?
Hey, things happen.
You let a solid running back go for a 4th round pick to us, and then you get Miles Sanders, who is like on the unemployment line. I seen him down in Philadelphia at the unemployment line, and Jerry walked by and said, "Hey, you need a job?" He's like, "I do." He's like, "Well, we need anybody a running back. Well, come on in." He took it.
Okay.
Okay, I want to ask you with Miles Sanders, since we're on the topic here. Dave, you give me a good season for him for the Dallas Cowboys. What kind of yardage do you think Miles Sanders is going to give us this year?
A little under 1,000, which should be good.
What?
5 touchdowns. I said a little under. I didn't say 1,000. I said a little under.
I don't see any running back on the Cowboys roster getting more than maybe between 500 and 600 yards.
I said. Did I say a little under 1,000? I didn't say officially 1,000.
I mean, 500 is half of 1,000.
Oh, okay. 650, 700 at most.
I don't even think he gets that. I don't even think he gets 300 yards this year for the Cowboys.
Okay.
Wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't make the final roster.
He might.
I'm
sure he'll be top 3.
I think he makes the rosters because you look at our backs, Eddie. We don't have the backs, man. We got Jaden Blue as your 3, and Deuce Vaughn is going to be your practice squad guy.
Yeah, Deuce Vaughn will be your practice squad guy.
He'll make the team, but
Malfa will make the team.
So you'll have Williams, Sanders, and probably Blue will be your 3.
No, I think the kid from Clemson's going. I would have the kid from Clemson ahead of Deuce Vaughn, and Miles Sanders, just because he's the big back that you need to have.
I didn't say it'd be 1,000 in red rusher. I said it'd be under 1,000.
Okay, a little under. Okay, a little under. Okay, well, let's move on here.
I'm looking maybe 700, 850, somewhere in there.
I don't even think he breaks 5 this year. Honestly, I think it's
Okay.
not a system for Miles Sanders. It's not, to me. The way he runs, it's not.
Well, if Schottenheimer wants to run the ball, I don't see a problem with them.
Go back and watch film on Miles Sanders. How's he hit the hole, Dave?
I haven't seen him in a while. Gotta be honest.
Oh, that's right, because he hasn't played in a couple of years, Dave.
No, I really haven't. No, I really haven't watched film on him. I will eventually.
That's because Chuba Hubbard was getting all the snaps. That's why you didn't see him.
Okay.
All right, let's move on. Now here's the pick that I love, Eddie. I like this pick. Donovan Exuklarakia. I love this kid, Eddie. I had him 1-2 on the defensive end board. He went we got a steal here at 44, Eddie. We really did. You agree?
Yes, it was between, we had two guys there, him and Green, but I'm glad we got him because this kid doesn't have any have any controversies.
Well, didn't Mike Green have issues though?
No, he had off the field issues with
off the field. Okay,
sort of like a rape thing, but it's still going through the conflict. That's why he dropped, because Eddie, man, he could have been a first round project. We were talking maybe from 10 to 15 where he goes, Eddie, Mike Green,
That's why, I guess that's why teams like Atlanta said, no thanks.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't want a problem, but I mean, off-field issues go a long way. Interviews, off-field issues, they say a lot, but Eddie, this guy, man, he has a motor, dude, 6'5", 240 pounds, play the edge, can move back to linebacker. Eddie, I wrote it down a couple stats. I didn't write it down a lot.
This is the Boston College guy, right?
Yes.
Okay. Check.
Eddie, 13 games last year, 16 and a half sacks off the edge, Eddie. Motor, speed, strong, movement out the ass. The only thing is he does not have a bull rush. He's a finesse edge runner, Eddie. When you're going against you're talking big offensive left tackles out there, you got to work on that swim move. And I'm hoping that there's one guy that he calls, and Jerry calls him as well, to work with them. Do you know who that guy is?
It sure isn't their new defensive coach.
Eberflus is an idiot. He hasn't even found his way down to Dallas. He don't even know where he's at right now. He's still in Chicago trying to GPS how to get to Dallas.
I'm thinking a guy named Charles Haley, but is that who you're thinking?
No. But you know what? You got the same goddamn number. I'll tell you that. Dave, you want to answer that for me? I mean, Eddie said the OG this number here, but
I'm thinking D Ware maybe. I don't know.
That's the guy. I mean, the swim move, the finesse move, the stunt. DeMarcus Ware had that move, and I think to get better, I think Donovan calls him to work on that, because that is one thing that he needs to work on is the bull rush. He doesn't have it.
I'm sure Ware will work with him.
I hope so, but man.
Do you think he can put on another 10 pounds without losing that speed?
I think he's going to have to, Eddie. I think he's going to have to. He's a light defensive end,
10 to 15 pounds?
I think he should, yeah. Mm-hmm. Eddie, Eileen says, I thought you were a Giants fan, brother.
Screw you, Eileen.
Oh, God.
Oh, man. But
no, I mean, he's a Jets fan.
Eileen's a Jets fan, yeah.
I know, Eileen's a Jets fan. Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. I know, Dave, you don't know these awards, but he won the Ted Hemmings Award last year. You know what that award is?
I do not know.
Eddie, you know what that award is, right?
It's definitely not the best defensive line man of the year.
No, it is a huge defensive line award. He was nominated by all the coaches and staff, the best defensive end in the college football last year.
There you go. That's a huge accomplishment.
And there was a guy that should have deserved it more, but he played linebacker as well, and that's Abdul Carter, because he played two positions.
Well, of course.
Otherwise, he would have got it. But when you get a top 2 defensive end at 44, solid pick. And it was a need. This, to me, is an upgrade from DeMarcus Lawrence. 100%.
I'm sure you had a happy Micah Parsons on that to pick, too.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you got bookends now. I mean, you on the other side over there, you're cool with the other side. We still need another guy on the opposite side, but if you team him up with Parsons on the edge, I think it's going to be solid, man. You got 2 big pass rushers that can get after the quarterback.
So you're loving this.
Oh, I give it a solid A+. This is an A+ move for me, Dave. And number one, it's a need. It's a future move, and it's a standout top 2 player in his position. And
There you go.
tell me if I'm wrong. This guy could have gone in the top 20 easily in the first round.
I thought maybe if with Green having his issues, I thought maybe Atlanta. That's why Atlanta moved back up to get him.
Yes,
not James Pearson.
Yeah, I mean James Pierce Jr. has a solid movement too, but I just seen plug and play players, and I think Donovan was a lot better at this position. I'm glad we got him, and I mean to me it was a steal. I love this kid. He's going to be a future for us. You know, Eddie. I agree with you. I think he can gain another 10 to 15 pounds off the edge. You know, to go up against these left tackles or right tackles, because he's the type guy, Eddie. He don't play that one side. He moves side to side, and that's what Parsons does.
It's funny because when I heard about this pick, I already kept my phone blew up because I was in a softball game playing this game. Anyway, everyone's like, "Oh, solid pick! This kid, I was like, "Okay, great." Yeah, not a bad thing.
He is a solid pick. I like the pick. Eddie, what do you grade this pick?
I give this pick an A+.
Exactly. Dave, what do you think?
I got to go A-.
A-?
Okay, A+. Damn.
No, give me an A-. Give me an A-. That's cool.
I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go to same as that. That's why A-.
Hey, I thought you were going to give. You said you gave Miles Sanders an A+. I thought you were going to give this guy.
I did not give Miles.
I give this an A+. I love this pick. Number one, it's a need that we needed. You know, losing Lawrence, bye, asshole. I can't stand you. You know, MIA.
Well, he's in Seattle now. You don't worry about him.
I don't care. You know, after he said what he said on his little exit interview, I don't care what he does.
Okay.
But to me,
you were never a fan of him anyway.
No, Dave, what did he did for us? I mean, he's an overpaid guy. Played half a season, didn't pass rush. He shows up against lesser left tackles.
Okay. Now we have a better person.
Now Seattle's stuck with that clown.
Yeah, he's got 1 year left. I want to see how he balls out and how he gets another contract. We'll see if it pans out for them. It pans out, but I wish you well, and I really don't wish
well, the best part about that is he's not even in our division, so I'm okay with that.
I don't care where he goes. I wish he was on our division. You know, let Tyler Guyton or Tyler Smith his ass over. You know, yeah. But
I do have a question for you. How short of if they still start the season at tackle? How short of a leash should he be on if he's giving up sacks early on?
I think there is no leash. The only leash I have on him is injury. I mean, here's the thing, Eddie. Here's the thing. If Terrence Steele struggles, okay, let's say we're in week 5, he's given up 4 man-to-man sacks already, pressure off the edge. He can't run block, he can't pass block. He's a step behind, Eddie. Here's my thing. Are you willing to blow up the entire offensive line and move left tackle to right tackle and put him on the bench? I'm not willing to do that midseason.
No,
Eddie.
Not happening.
I'm not.
You're going. So you would sacrifice our quarterback because
no. What I would do is I would put who's our second tight end on the roster right now.
That would be Shoemaker.
Well, that makes sense to me because Shoemaker is from Michigan. He's a pass blocking tight end. You bring him in here to give Terrence Steele the help because you know what? To me, honestly, like I said earlier, that fits in the Schottenheimer scheme. Schottenheimer's already said to everybody in Cowboy Nation, if you can read between the lines, we ain't throwing the ball this year. We're running the ball. So we're going to bring in that 12 package and run Ferguson on the outside as a slot guy. We don't want him to block. We're going to bring in Shun to help out whoever it is. It might be Guyton on the left side if he struggles. It might be Steele on the right side. We're going to bring in him, Shoemaker, as a passing tight end in the 12 set. That's what I see. We're not throwing the ball. Might as well bring an extra tight end in the 12 package, right?
Yeah, if I'm CD Lamb, I'm going to be like, why am I going to play 100% for you guys?
Well, I know he's going to play 100%. He played with a UCL last year. You know what I mean? He played balled out. I mean, no matter what, the kid is a baller. He'll
ball. He always does.
But my thing is, dude, don't expect him to be the $35 million wide receiver when you're getting triple teamed with the safety coming on top. You're a one-man show. You're going to be double teamed.
Not if they get number 2 receiver. He won't be.
Well, Dave, who's out? Who are we going to get? Well,
it's still there. I mean, we're looking.
I know, Dave. I'm coming. The Savior's
coming.
I
get you, but I'm saying you keep saying Lamb's going to get double teamed the snaps. So get that number 2 receiver, and it won't be as big.
There's nobody out there.
But there's people out there.
But Dave, here's the thing: we had 7 rounds of picks in the NFL draft, right?
Yeah.
Right. Dave, let me look at it. I might have missed it.
Look at it right in front of me.
I don't see a wide receiver in the first 7 rounds, Dave. Do you?
No.
Okay, what happened to going out and getting number 2, Dave? What happened?
He's out there. You just got to go get him.
Well, Jerry Jones, if you're out there, go to the Wawa, go to the Sheets, and see if you can pick some. Because Dave says he's out there. He might be bagging groceries right now.
I'm not trading for George Pickens. I ain't giving up a top 3 or 4 round pick for George Pickens.
I didn't say that.
Hold that thought. We're not going to talk about who the trade rumors are, right? Hold that thought. That's the last thing. Okay, let's talk about the next guy. Siobhan Ravel. Okay, let's talk about a guy.
Don't know nothing about. I know nothing about Siobhan Ravel. I can tell you nothing about him. Oh, I know he's from East Carolina. That's all I know.
He is a Pirate. He is an East Carolina Pirate. Yes, he is, Dave. Okay. The only thing I can positive say about this, Eddie, I'll let you go first. Go ahead.
Another cornerback with knee issues. Whoopee.
I'll go a step further, Eddie.
Whoopee.
Team played 12 games last season, Eastern Carolina, okay? Well, this guy played 3 games before suffering a practice injury and missed the remaining games of the entire season, okay? 2-year starter, love his size, 6'2", 194. He is a ball
solid,
a great guy that can play nickel, can play corner, any play position, he can play the slot. But this is what gets me. You ready for this, Dave?
Lay it on me.
Trayvon Diggs, ACL, correct? Yes or no?
Correct.
Teron Bland, injury last year. Shoulder,
correct.
Hip, knee, correct?
Correct.
Well, you go out and you get an Elam who's washed up too, battle for the 3rd position. Then you go out in the draft in the 3rd round because you need another corner, and you get a guy in the 3rd round that played 3 games last year. Dave, 1, 2, 3. 3 games, and he has an injury that he's already on the PUP, Dave. He's not going to play. He's not going to camp. He's not going to be ready until week 6, Dave. He's on the PUP already, and he's our 3rd pick of the draft, Dave. Already on the PUP.
Okay. Apparently they saw something that they liked. That's why they picked him. I don't know what that was, but they saw something.
I would love to be a fly on that draft room, the Darth Vader room with Jerry Jones. I would just love to see that. I would love to be in the room with Jerry and say, Jerry, who are you going after the 3rd round? We're going after Ravel.
Is that a Will McClay pick? Is that a Jerry pick? Is that a Steven pick?
Who the hell knows?
But we don't know. Is it a shot pick? We don't know.
It's not a Schottenheimer pick, I'll tell you that.
Okay. Then it could have been a McClay pick for all we know.
I think it was just solidifying the defense and Jerry Jones just being Jerry Jones. Because here's the thing. If I'm in that room, I'm going, Jerry, 3rd pick, who we taking? Oh, we're going to go Siobhan Ravel Jr. out of Eastern Carolina. What? Jerry, he's coming off an ACL. He only played 3 games last year out of 12. He played 25% of the season. Paul, I get that. But Jerry, CD just texted me. He's like, Paul, who we getting? I said, I don't know. We're maybe getting a wide receiver in the 3rd round. Jerry, we need a need. But you're going off the record here and going to get a cornerback that only played 3 games last year, who is a hope, a wish, and a prayer that
what did he do in those 3 games, though?
Nothing.
Well, Dave, in 3 games, you can't judge yourself on 3 games.
Oh, I get that, but did he do something special?
Yeah, he played. He showed up and played 3 games.
Okay, he played.
Want to know who was available at that pick? Cam Scatterboo. If you want to be a running team,
I get that, Eddie. But that point right there, I agree with Cam Scatterboo could have been that 3rd round pick. The Giants grabbed him, later. But my thing is, you had a need at wide receiver, Eddie. You had a need at wide receiver there, man. You know.
But who? I want to know who was available at receiver at that point before.
Well, okay, at that point, Burden was gone, Golden was gone, but Harris was gone. But Eddie, there's a lot better players out in the 4th, 5th round than a damn Ryan Flournoy, Jalen Tolbert. There's a lot better guys than that. Hell, I would have took Tez Johnson over him. You know what I mean?
No.
Look, hey, listen, he's better than Fournier. He's better than Fournier and Tolbert. I'll tell you that right now.
But not to be the number 2 receiver. If we had Gunn and McMillan, then I say, okay, let's get Tez Johnson to be that number 3 guy.
But listen, Tolbert and Fournier, they suck. Okay, they're not going to pick it up. They're just To me, they're like the Giants' Jalen Hyatt. All hype, nothing on the field.
I thought Tolbert stepped it up last year a little bit.
You're right. He had one catch, Dave, last year. You remember that?
He did.
And you forgot somebody that was even worse than those two. Mingo.
Oh, Jonathan Mingo.
Don't get me started with Jonathan Mingo.
Tell you about Jonathan Mingo is our 4th round pick, guys. Come on, seriously.
You gave up a 4th round pick for Jonathan Mingo. Yeah, I get that.
They did.
Oh, I know, Dave. I know. I'm still remembering that one. Yeah.
Well, he was our 4th round pick because we didn't have a 4th round pick this year.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah. And what did Jonathan Mingo? Excuse me. What did John? I'm fucking.
He came in late in the season, though. You can't. I mean,
Mingo sucked at Mississippi.
He played like 4 or 5 games. He came in late. You know.
Didn't he go to LSU, Eddie?
No, Old Mississippi.
Old Mississippi. Yeah, I gave up on the guy. Yeah,
no faith in John. Actually, he wasn't with Carolina.
Yeah, they cut his ass. We traded for him.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I'm still questioning why Carolina picked him in the first place when he was awful in college.
No, it tells you something that Carolina is smart for one reason. You know that, right? You know that, Eddie, right? Carolina is smart.
They got a 4th rounder for him.
Yeah, I mean they fleeced us with Miles Sanders, so they said, why not fleece Jonathan Mingo? We already learned our lesson with Mingo. We can give Miles Sanders to them. They're dumb. Jerry Jones is dumb, you know. But yeah, ACL injury, man. Played 3 games last year. If he's healthy, then you know what? I would be okay with the pick.
If he's healthy, he's probably really probably really good.
I like his ball skills, but man, there's a difference, dude. When you're playing corner, coming from college in a low budget school, non-Power 5. Then again, I say that because the one guy I know said Deron Bland was going to be a phenomenal All-Pro in 2 years, and I'm not saying the same thing about this guy, Dave. I can't say it this year.
No, you can't say the same thing.
No, I can't. I can't say this. I mean, he's not my Deron Bland, But
Deron Bland's special. Into that.
Well, I mean, he was special to one person out there on Cowboys Nation out there that said he was going to be phenomenal.
At least one person saw something in him.
I don't know who that guy was, but that guy.
I don't know him either.
That guy said he's going to be All-Pro in 2 years, and look what happened in his first year. I mean, excuse me. I think. Oh, hey, Paul, how you doing? Yeah, that was me. That was me. Michael says.
Once again, Eddie's patting himself on the back like he always does.
Okay, here's an issue here. He's a solid wide receiver, possession guy. I like the move the stick type of guy that Amari Cooper is, but 1 year left on a deal, basically. And he wants $20 to $25 million a year.
I don't think he's gonna get that.
He's not that solid receiver anymore. He's broken down.
But
he's 30. He's 30.
He doesn't have to be the one, Eddie. He does not have to be the one here. Remember that.
No, because CD's your one. That's given. I mean, seriously, I wanted Tyler Lockett. I thought that would have been a solid pickup, but since he went to Tennessee. Didn't hurt that help.
Okay, Dave. I would have took Lockett because he came in on a cheap price there. I agree with that 100%. He's a solid guy. That would be a number 2 wide receiver because you're not asking him to do that.
I wouldn't have minded that. That's what I was kind of hoping for.
That's what I was hoping for too.
Yeah,
I would be okay with it. I don't want Amari Cooper because to me, I like how he plays ball. He's a possession guy, big body guy, but money wise, David, don't make sense to me when you're going to pay CD 35 and Amari 22.
I get that too.
He wants more. He wants more now than what we were paying him at $20 million 4 years ago.
Yeah, he ain't getting that. He ain't getting that.
No. Michael said it was a Cowboys pick. 100%. I agree with that one. To me, if it pans out, it's a great pickup to me. But the thing is, you're going on a wish and a prayer here. The guy's coming off an ACL injury, not in a game, in practice. And you have the 2 starting corners.
That's what happened to Diggs, though, if you think about it. Diggs said the same thing in practice.
Yeah, but I get that, Dave. He's been paid. We're going to keep him no matter what. But my thing is, you went out and got it. Okay, your number 1's injured. Your number 2's injured. You go out and get your 3rd corner, Elam, who sucks, and you bring in Rebel, who's on an ACL. That makes no sense to me.
Yeah, it didn't make sense.
It makes no sense to me. This pick here, if he pans out, congratulations, Jerry. You might be a genius. But this pick right now, as it stands to me.
Right now, it looks bad.
It's a C- to me. I'm not going to give anybody.
It could change. It could change. I mean,
Dallas could have gotten a guy like if they wanted a cornerback for depth, they could have gotten Alexander from LSU in the 5th or 6th round.
I agree. I mean, to me, another thing too, you passed over on an injury guy here. You took an injury guy who played 25% last season in college, and you needed a need at wide receiver. You did not do it. If that was the point, then you know what? You go out there and you should have traded, for a Cooper Kupp early season. You could have got Tyler Lockett a week and a half ago for $4 million a year. This did not make sense to me. It did not make sense to me.
Or at least take Cam Scadaboo with that pick at the very least.
I wouldn't have took him because I had needs right there. I mean, running backs,
The running back doesn't need instead of using 2 draft picks on 2 running backs, I would rather have Scadaboo.
Yeah, I mean, he would have solidified, but still, you can't go into a draft with 3 or 4 running backs, or on the roster 3 or 4 running backs, when I'm going to be licking my chops saying CD, just have the safety come on top of him. He's either going to run a slant, my linebacker's going to stay, safety's coming down one-on-one corner, solidify that. That's done. CD, if you catch it, congratulations.
Well, are we considering Turpin as a wide receiver too? I mean, he's out there.
No, he's a returner.
Okay,
Turpin. No, he had a couple of catches last year, if I'm recall correctly.
You and these 1 catches, Dave.
I'm just saying he had that nice catch in San Francisco. Here's
the thing, Dave. Here's the thing. He is a wide receiver. Okay, he is a wide receiver. But here's the thing, Dave. Is he a number 2 wide receiver where he plays?
I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying he's a wide receiver. You got to put him in there.
Dave, I don't care where you line up, Dave. I can call you a wide receiver, and there's different spots. You're not.
I mean, he's good on slants. You know that. Come on.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you exactly how this is. Okay, here it is. You're a wide receiver on the depth chart. You're a wide receiver. What do you play? I'm a wide receiver. There's a difference between the X, Y, and Z. The Z is outside. Turpin is that X wide receiver. He runs inside slants. He takes you deep. That's all he moves he has. Okay? He's that possession guy. The Z receiver, Dave, is that possession guy outside. That opens up the slot. You put Turpin on the outside on a 6'2" corner with the safety, he's not going to be that great.
I'm just saying he is considered a wide receiver. That's all I'm saying.
But there's a difference between wide receiver and what a slot wide receiver XYZ is. There's a huge difference.
Hey, Paul, was Savion Williams still available when they took Baville?
I don't remember, Eddie. I don't remember.
That would have been if he was, that would have been a good pick.
I don't remember. I don't remember where Savion Williams went. I don't remember that one because I was so kind of frustrated with this pick here coming off the ACL because when we didn't do the second and third round, and I'm just like, why ACL injury? And I thought it was an ACL in game, and it wasn't even in game. It was in practice.
So, well, they saw something in him.
Yeah, they seen something in him. Yeah, I don't know what the hell it was. When they find out, let me know. Stacy checks in. She says, I have a question. Paul and Dave, are you two married? Because you guys disagree more than the older couple. Well, this is what happens when you join the Cowboys show, okay? I mean, I was trying to be positive for the last, 8 weeks, Dave? Now the draft came around, and Paul's back, I guess, right? Paul's back.
The negative Paul's back, Stace, but I'm still here. It's all good.
He's still here. Evan says, what's up, boys? I'm shocked to move up for Jonte or Hampton. Here's the thing. Eddie, you might disagree with this. I wanted to move up, but then I thought about it. I don't want to move it up to get Jonte because we still have issues on the offensive line, Eddie. You know what I mean? A lot of issues. Think about the reason why I say this. If we would have got him, Jonte, a dimensional runner, a franchise running back, I get that. But here's my question. Last year, there was a running back out there called King Henry. Okay? Think about this. If he would have went to Dallas last year, he would not have half the yards he had with the Baltimore Ravens last year. He would not. Same situation this year. Same situation. And adding another rookie to the offensive line. What do you think? Am I right or wrong?
The one guy I would have traded up to the Jets spot. McMillan was going to be the guy I would want if I was going to move up because that was a bigger need.
No, I agree, Eddie. If I'm sitting at 12 and let's say he's available at 10, I'm jumping up to 10. I'm jumping up to 8. I don't think I would have moved up to 6 because we don't have a fourth. We would probably have to give up a first to move up that far for a player that's in need. I would have moved up for it. I would have loved that. Omari and Hampton, no, I would have not moved up to him. No, because I could have got Cam Scadaboo in the third round if I was going that direction.
Possible.
I would not move up for Omari and Hampton. No.
Okay.
Nope. So, Eddie, what do you give this pick here? What do you give this Siobhan Ravel pick? Grade it, Eddie. Grade it for me.
Is there anything worse than an F-?
Oh, God, Eddie. Damn, I thought I was negative, brother. Jesus, God.
Wow.
All right, Dave. Since you know nothing about him, give me your positive. Dave,
my positive. I gotta go. I'm gonna go C- at best. But
based
if
on
he,
what you heard, right? Based on
but
what
if
you
it,
heard,
but
right?
if it does gel out, which it could,
Okay.
could possibly. Yeah, we just gotta see what happens. I mean, we just gotta hope for the best for this kid.
So you're giving a C- based on what we told you, the ACL.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I mean, I don't know much about him. I can't be honest about that. But I'm saying, but if it does gel out, which it could, I mean, who's to say? Maybe he comes off the ACL. He's better, ready to go. Anything's possible.
I just don't trust defensive backs coming off that kind of injury. It's one thing for a running back to come off that injury, but cornerbacks move a little
Different story. Yeah.
I'm not going to give anybody a D. I'm going to try to be a little bit positive.
But C-, I think, is the best grade for that. I do.
I'm going to go C- as well. I mean, this was not a position that we needed right off the jump here. There was other places that we needed to go to. Wide receiver number 1 off, maybe if we wanted to fix the O-line, get a little D-line depth to tackle there. Better corner, not coming off an injury. So, I mean, listen, he's a player. He can pan out. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt here. I'm going to give him a C- as well.
Yeah, you got to give him the benefit of the doubt because who knows? Maybe he comes off the injury and he surprises everybody.
He is on a short leash, though. I'll tell you that. But
I'm sure he is, and I'm sure he's aware of that. All
right, let's get to some of the comments here. Let's see. Evan says, "And no Scatterbill." Yeah, you fuckers got him, assholes. What does your week season end? What's your prediction? We won't do a prediction at all. Dave and I agree that every year we
don't go that far.
Other shows do it, but Dave and I do not do it until 1 week before the season starts.
We've decided that. Yep.
Yeah, we don't do it because I don't even know the schedule yet. That comes out.
I know the schedule's not even out yet. You can't.
I don't know what back-to-back games are. I don't know the travel time between games. I don't know if we're playing. We could play the Eagles this week, the Ravens next week. That might be win one, lose the other one. Based on that, I want to see who we're playing. I want to see who my roster is.
Speaking of the Ravens,
oh, Jesus Christ, this isn't the Ravens' flock.
But did you see what they did?
Yeah, they won a lot of games last year, Dave. That's what they did.
Yeah, but they picked up a kicker in the draft.
So long.
Hold on, Eddie. Time out. I got to call timeout real quick. Hold on a second.
I was surprised.
This is not alcohol. It's doctor. I got to take a drink for a second. Hold on a second. Leave it up to Dave about a goddamn kicker in the draft.
I just happened to see it.
Dave missed the entire fucking 7 rounds of the draft, but all he remembers is the Ravens got a kicker. The Ravens got a kicker. That's all he remembers.
To be fair to Dave here, it wasn't just a kicker. It was my boy from Arizona.
There you go.
You know what? That makes it all better. Eddie. That makes it all better, Eddie. Oh my God.
No, I just happened to see that. I was like, wait a minute, check out the Ravens getting a new kicker. Because he had the kicker last year. He had issues. Best kicker in the league. He wasn't the best kicker last year.
I bet you got so hyped when the Raiders took Sebastian Janikowski years ago. Right? In the first round. I bet you got so happy for that.
I only get this hype for a kicker when it's from my school. That's the only time.
There you go.
I would get hyped over our kicker, but you know what? He was undrafted. Out of what school is that, Dave? What school is that?
The University of Notre Dame.
That's right. That's right. Comment real quick. It's Husey. Hello. What's going on?
Hello.
Appreciate you checking in there. Let me know what your team is, man. Let me know what your team.
How you doing?
Eddie, she's laughing at your grade there, F-. That's something I got in high school. F-. I didn't know if there was any less than that, but I got a couple of those.
Stacy.
Yep. Evan says, generation running back for 5 years gives you plenty of time to build that O-line, not to get a running back what you need. Cowboys have always done with a solid running back, and he would be cheap for 5 years. I get that. But here's the thing. Dallas was rebuilt on the offensive line. Okay? That's how they rebuilt. Tyron Smith.
The Great Wall of Tyler.
Zach Martin. Travis Frederick. That's when it all started to come up together. You build the O-line first, because I'll tell you what, next year we are going to be a top 12 team in the draft again. And
I hope not.
You know what? Well, Dave, I hope not either. I don't want another year adding on to the 29 already. I don't want that, of course. But Dave, I think we're going back to the rebuild years, and I think like I said earlier,
we're definitely rebuilding the offensive line, which I like. I do.
That's where the foundation is set. I can put my when I coach up here, I'd say the one thing is the man in the trenches are the MVP of your team, no matter what.
Guyton, Booker, and Smith, I like it. I do.
Just call it what it is, Dave. 4 T's and a C.
The
Okay.
Great Wall of Tyler. I love it.
Well,
And Terrence.
Terrence Hill brought it all the way down from the Mount Rushmore to freaking an anthill. You know what I mean? But
I think we're going to have a top 5 pick next year.
I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's
going to be that bad.
Our passing game's even going to be worse than it was last year because we don't even have a Brandon Cook anymore.
Yeah, he's gone too.
Screw that guy. I mean, he's another Turpin to me. A burner, that's all he is, you know.
Did he get a job yet?
I don't give a damn. He ain't working with me. He ain't on my team.
He's back in New Orleans.
Yeah, he went back. That's right. He did go to New Orleans. Okay.
Evan says, but y'all been good drafting O-line into the mid-late rounds. You needed a skill position. Dallas doesn't need aggressive enough to be left behind. But here's the thing. Round 3 is a perfect example. You didn't go for a need. So you're not building it. What they told me is you're just going offensive line. You're going defensive line. Then you're getting a corner, which was a bad pick there. But I get what you're saying, Evan. But the thing is this. You drafted out of position, but you're building a position for the future, is what I see. And right now, 3 running backs might equal a starter. I don't know.
Real quick, any word on Sam Williams at all? Do we know?
Who?
Any word on Sam Williams at all? Do we know?
Yeah, he passed away last week.
No, Sam Williams.
I know that he passed away last week, Dave, the defensive end.
He did not pass away last week.
Oh, I thought he did because I haven't seen anything about him, Dave. I mean, we don't even know what the hell he's coming off the injury. I don't even know.
No,
Dave.
I'm saying, have we heard anything off the injury? Will he be back ready to go? Is he?
He might be the odd man out with what we did in the draft.
I think he'll be on the roster. I think he'll be on 53, but he's not going to start over Donovan and Micah. No, he's a depth guy now, which he's going to be.
I disagree with that. I think if he comes off, I think he'll be ready to go. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe not week 1, but when he comes back, he's going to be set.
I don't think he. I think he'd be a rotation guy, maybe a 5 to 6. You know,
because I mean, him getting injured last year really did hurt us if you think about it, because it was a big loss. Because before he got injured, he was playing well. He really was.
If Williams is fully healthy and can play like he was before he got hurt, could you see Donovan maybe playing some linebacker?
No, I don't think he plays linebacker.
How about Micah? I mean,
no, I think this was set in stone with this pick. You got 2 edge rushers in Micah and Donovan now. That's what you got. You got your bookends, Eddie. You know, I think here's the thing too. I can agree with you at a certain standpoint. If Obershawn can come back healthy, okay. If he can come back healthy, then you don't need him because you have speed east, west, north, south with your 2 linebackers outside. That's fine with me. But if he doesn't come back healthy, you might, because that is an option. But then again, going to Dave's point, then you got to have the defensive end come in and take that spot for Donovan. You're not going to let your second round pick go to a position of other than need when you want him for the front line. I wouldn't do that. But if Sam Mills comes back healthy, like Dave's saying, off the injury, looking good, and Obershawn comes back healthy, then you can move pieces around. But right now, he's set on the edge because you got the bookends. You had the bookends. Mozzie Smith, if he's playing healthy this year, he could be the biggest nose tackle out there.
Mozzie. Gotta love Mozzie.
You know, and Odigizua. I mean, think about this.
What a great signing.
Well, here's the thing. You got Parsons on the edge, okay? You got Odiggy next to him. You got Mozzie playing off the ball nose tackle as well, both sides of the center, and you got Donovan on the edge. This
defense could be nasty.
Well, Dave, it could be, Dave, but then again, you're playing with linebackers that are all coming off injury, and you didn't sign the best linebacker, Kendricks. You didn't sign him again. You let him go.
Well, he's still out there.
Okay, well, why not is he signed, Dave?
I'm just saying he's still out there. I'm not saying.
And then you got veteran who can't move laterally, Fowler Jr.
Dante Fowler,
who is not a pass guy, a linebacker. He's just a stand there, hit the whole guy.
Didn't Fowler have?
He had a good season with Washington last year, though.
But Dan, here's the thing. When I was talking to Dan, he has Frankie Louvi as the Mike linebacker. Okay, that's the reason why he can commit to the middle. He can't pass coverage. Frankie Louvu was the coverage linebacker. He took the linebacker. He took the back out of the back.
Fowler had a solid season with Washington last year.
Well, Dave, you got to look at the scheme they played. Just like I said, Louisville.
I'm just saying, he had a good season. He did really well.
Okay,
And
so-
now he came back. He's with us.
So who's going to be covering the tight ends and the scat back coming out of the backfield with our team right now, linebacker?
Cross our fingers that hope Vershawn is healthy.
Exactly. Yeah, got to hope right. Overshown's healthy.
And if he doesn't, guess what? Fowler becomes your Mike linebacker, your outside jack to cover these guys. 10 sacks. We're talking about 10 burns. How's that?
You're rough on him.
Hey, just keeping it real, man. Just keeping it
You're
real.
rough on Fowler. You are. He's a good player. He's solid.
All right, let's move on to our 4th round pick. Oh,
hey,
shit.
At least he didn't burn his bridges. I mean, at least they let him come back, you know?
I guess so. I guess that's positive, I guess, right? I mean,
so. A lot of players burn their bridges with other teams. They don't go back to where they were.
Let's move on to the late rounds here. Let's talk about our 4th round pick, Dave. You ready to talk about our 4th round pick?
Sure.
Dave, we don't have one because that fucking idiot Jonathan
Mingo. Told you we didn't have one.
Thanks, Jonathan Mingo. You scrub.
Jonathan Mingo. I think you go 5th round. Okay, 5th round. I see.
Yeah, I'm just.
Which I'm very excited about the 5th round pick. I'm loving this.
Okay, well, I'm still pissed off about the 4th round pick for Jonathan Mingo here because this could have been a need because there was some solid players still in the 4th round out there. But Dave, since you're hyped about Jaden Blue,
I am. I'm excited about Jaden Blue, Texas running back. I love that. I like it.
Okay, what did you see with him?
Well, I know he has a fumbling issue, but other than that, he does run hard. What I saw.
Okay, does he fit this scheme?
I think he can. I mean, I think it's between him and Deuce Vaughn now. I mean, I think it's got to be him because Deuce Vaughn's going to go back to practice squad.
What kind of runner is Jaden Blue, Dave?
Like I said, he's small, but he runs hard. From what I saw.
What kind of runner is he, Dave? Is he a between the tackle or a scat outside the tackle hash marks?
I think he's outside, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, he's a scat back, Dave. Right?
Okay.
A very fast scat back who likes to go outside the hash marks. He is not a between the tackle runner. Javonte Williams.
I said outside, didn't I?
But Dave, you know what? Why build the offensive line and go out and get a scat back to run outside?
Yeah.
When Dallas already had 2 of those that they brought in.
Yeah. Yeah. Miles Sanders doesn't run between the tackles.
Okay.
Jaden Blue, he doesn't run between the tackles.
Are you not happy with this pick?
I have a package for him. That's all I'm going to say. If I'm the coordinator, I have a package for the guy. But to me, he might be a 3rd down scat back to get out of the backfield, you know, in a double running back position, like out of the pistol. But
Zeke ran outside all the time too. So
who?
Zeke ran a lot outside. Think about it.
Zeke in what year?
Third or 4th, I would think.
Toward when he started falling down, getting all the treads on his mouth.
He was going outside. If you think about it.
But there's a difference between.
I'm not saying 2016 Zeke. I'm saying 2018, 2019 Zeke.
Eddie, tell me about this.
Am I wrong? I mean, did we not see Zeke go outside a lot of times to get that first down?
Just another small running back that did not produce much at Texas. Barely 700 yards last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get speed. You can't tackle what you can't catch. But in the NFL's days, the game where you have slot corners come in weighing the same, if not more than a running back does, you're going to get hit. You're going to get hurt because to me, I like the pick in a way, but I don't like the pick more because it was not a need for us. I would have gone out and I would have took our freaking not last pick, but I would have took Phil Maffa over Jaden Blue. Big back is what I need. A big back.
You got Phil Maffa.
Wanna who is still on the board at this pick?
Don't even tell me.
Damian Martinez, Miami
running back. I know, 245 pounds, solid big ass back. Yes, you're right. Out of Miami. Oh yeah, I know. Thanks for pissing me off, Eddie. Thanks, man. Thanks.
Let's turn that anger on Dave.
Yeah, David Martinez was still available at this point too. You're right.
I think Jaden will look good in blue.
Shit, I look good in blue, Dave. I mean, that doesn't make me a good
I
player.
wouldn't go that far.
Oh, come on, Dave. Yeah, you're right. Evan, we lost, Golston too. That was a huge pickup that you guys got there as well.
Screw you, Evan.
And here's a guy that was undrafted too, Joey Horn Jr. out of Colorado. That would have been a late 5th, 6th round pick for us, Eddie.
The problem with Joey Horn Jr. is that he's a very small receiver too.
Yeah, but you know what, Eddie? It's better than what we did not pick up, right? We didn't pick up shit, so anything's an upgrade, Eddie. Think about that. That's the way I look at it. A one-legged guy that can, if we drafted a one-legged guy with one eye, that's a lot better than what we drafted, Eddie, because we didn't get shit.
I would have took an Avier with the kid from Miami, the receiver from Miami at that
Russbro, yeah, he went undrafted. Now he's with Tennessee.
I don't know why you guys are dogging this draft. I mean, Pro Football Focus gave us an A+ on this draft. So.
Okay, well, I'm glad they gave him a good grade because to me it wasn't a scheme that we could. Because to me, unless they're going to go NASCAR,
Mr. Negative is coming out of you big time on this draft. I don't understand.
I see it differently, David. Was it a?
Well, you can't see it differently. You got to see it the way they see it. I mean, come on.
Why are they geniuses? Is Pro Football?
They're there and we're here. So do what you say.
They've been wrong. They've been wrong a lot more than the fans when it comes to. They're basically Mel Kiper Jr.
Okay.
My thing is this: they can talk all they want, but you know what? They have to do all 32 teams. They don't coordinate one team of what we see every week. I look at it a certain way because I'm not a genius. Nobody's a goddamn genius out there. I look at it this way: if I want this team to look this way, Schottenheimer already told me we're going to run the ball. Well, you want to run the ball? You have no big back to run between the middle. Okay, you got no wide receiver out there. 9 guys.
Come on now, you got Javonte Williams. He's bad.
Not bad.
Hey, you still got Hunter Lepke there. That big halfback. He runs the ball pretty hard.
What is a fullback going to do nowadays?
I'm just saying he does run the ball hard.
Well, fullbacks are basically useless.
Well, they are at times, unless you're on the 2-yard line or 1-yard line. You need somebody on there.
Oh yeah, you give him the ball and he fumbles.
Yeah, he's
one time.
Crucial down, Dave. Right? Crucial, right?
I got you. Okay.
But Miles Sanders.
Miles Sanders.
Back.
That's it.
Miles washed up. That's going to be his new name. Remind me of that from now on, Eddie. Miles washed up Sanders. Okay.
Not washed up.
He's washed up. Why did Carolina get rid of him? Why did Carolina let him go?
Didn't need him.
Why?
Didn't need him.
Here's the thing, Dave. I know you don't know the rosters for other teams. You like Texas running backs, Jaden Blue, right?
What I've seen of him, yes, I do.
Okay, well, they had a better back last year called Jonathan Brooks.
Okay.
Who was on an ACL injury, played 1 game last year. They chose him over Miles Sanders. Just saying.
Okay.
Just saying.
Okay.
Just saying. A hobbled guy over Miles Sanders. That's how bad Miles Sanders is.
It just makes not re-signing Rico.
Miles Sanders is a Cowboy right now.
And here's the thing: you're 100% right, Eddie. I want to talk about it, but you got Javonte Williams for $3.8 million. I put it on Twitter and Facebook. $3.8 million for Javonte Williams. Rico Dowdy got 4.1. Why let him go? Give him the extra $1 million. 1,000-yard back with an offensive line that was thrown together. You should have kept Rico number 1.
I would have given Rico at least 5.
I was thinking 4.5 to 5 million. Yes, 100%. Let's get to some of the comments because we got a couple more rounds here. Dallas gets talked about no matter what, if they win or lose. The most valuable franchise in sports. Of course, people look at what the Rose Santa Claus. 100%. All eyes are on Dallas. I get that, Evan. But to me, it's just the way I want to look at my team. You know, everybody has their opinions. To me, it just doesn't make sense because I look at what we are. And Schottenheimer told me we're going to run the damn ball. That's why the O-line is being built. CD, I'm very sorry for you, brother. Hopefully Flournoy can, wake up in the morning and say, I know how to catch a ball. Hopefully Tolbert can wake up and say, shit, I can catch more than 1 ball this season.
Tolbert had a couple of nice catches last season.
You're right. He had 3, Dave. You're right.
I'm playing on.
Hey, that one in Washington, yeah, it was nice. I was there for that. But go ahead, Ed. I'm sorry.
Oh, Jesus Christ. The one catch.
Tolbert needs to be deported back to South Alabama.
Oh, stop. Okay.
He don't need to be deported. He needs to be drove back. I'll leave him that way. At least I'll give him credit to somebody drive his ass back.
I would tie him back to the back of a horse and do it right that way.
Evan says, bring back the wing back power eye. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go one step forward, you brother. I'm bringing back the old Paul Spencer wishbone out of this because I got, according to Dave, I got 3 running backs. So you know what? I'm going bone, baby. I'm going bone here. That's where I'm going. 3 running. Hell, I might bring back the veer. I don't even know. I don't even know.
Isn't that the offense that Marshall had to go to after they had their plane when
the plane crashed?
Yeah,
they basically had to do that because they had no other alternative. Yeah. That's basically what it was. All right, let's get to. I'm not going to go through all the picks here.
No.
Let's talk about Shamar James here, linebacker out of Florida. Another guy that's late round pick. Where does he fit in, Eddie? Where does he fit in on his team?
there was other linebackers that were higher rated than him. I just don't get. And it was, to me, not the biggest need pick.
No, it wasn't. I mean, look, here's his stats real quick. Oh, God, 2024, 13 games played, 64 tackles, 2 picks, 2 fumble recoveries.
Okay.
But 2-year starter, never cracked the SEC top 3 team in 2 years. Late pick. Eddie, this is the depth pick? Is that all it is? For injuries?
That's all it is. I think so.
A special teams pick, a practice squad pick.
Yeah, I agree with you, Eddie. I think it is a utility player. Practice squad, maybe. He might crack the roster. I think this was an insurance move because he does have lateral speed, not overshown speed, but I think he was an insurance policy for overshown. I really do.
Could be.
I can see him on special teams, as a third guy in line, you know what I mean? A big hitter. I can see that. He's not a gunner. He doesn't have the speed, but man, 13 games and only 64 tackles in the SEC at linebacker. That's pretty bad. You know what I mean? That's pretty bad to me.
It's not great.
It's not great, Dave.
Hey, right. 2 fumble recoveries. You said that, right?
Well, Dave, any fucking blind squirrel can get a fucking ball on the ground once in a while too. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Right, being Johnny on the spot, you might find one a season, right?
Maybe.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Dave, what's this grade then, Dave? I know you don't know who the hell this Shamar James is.
Shamar James, linebacker, Florida. I'm going to C+ at best.
Why? Because he played in Florida. Because he played in Florida. Right?
Played in Florida. Gator.
Great philosophy. I'm going to start calling you Mel Kiper, Dave. That's what I'm going to call you. Eddie, talk to me about this bullshit pick.
Yeah, to me, this is a D- pick.
A+ pro Football Focus, but you guys bullshit picks. I love it. I love it.
Well, okay, Dave, I want you to get back to me next week, and I want you to tell me what Pro Football Talk gave Shamar James a grade for us, okay?
I couldn't tell you that, but I will.
Let me know, because let me know what they called this Shamar James pick. I give it a C. I'll give it a C.
I said C+, didn't I?
Dave, that's because you don't know shit about him. You just threw a grade out there. You're like grading on a curve, Dave, is what you're doing. Okay?
Hey, I'm being nice. What are you going to do?
That's you. I'm surprised everybody didn't get an A on this draft then, Dave.
Nah.
All right, I'm going to give it a C. I think the one word I'm going to use, 3 words, 3 phrases. Utility player, insurance policy, special teams player. That's all I'm looking at right now. That's all I can say this kid is to me. Let's talk about, now, Eddie, you talked about this guy, Alani Cornelius. Talk about him.
He gives them depth. He's a pretty good offensive tackle.
Agree.
To me, this was probably my second. This is probably for where he got drafted, my second favorite pick of the draft.
Okay.
Just because I'm not a big fan of where Booker got picked.
Okay. All right, Mr. Positive, go ahead. Tell me about Johnny Cornelius.
What do you want me to say? Offensive linebacker, Oregon. That's all I got.
Okay, offensive what?
Offensive line, Oregon.
Okay, I thought you said linebacker. Offensive.
No, I said offensive line, Oregon.
So what do you know about this kid, Dave? What did Pro Football say about this guy? He's a stud. He's a plug-and-play player. He's going to be the next Zach Martin for us. What the hell they say, Dave?
Could be. I mean, if he's 6th round, he's not, Oh,
6 rounds, you're looking for a gem out there. You're looking for utility backup players. I'll give it a C+. Just like Eddie said, solid backup pick, depth move here. I get that. He's going to be a player. He's young, good hand movement. Watch a little film on him. I kind of like how he plays. But the only thing is, to me, is Eddie, you know how Oregon plays, man. they're scat teams. They like to run. They don't pass block. They pass block, Eddie, but their line does not get out and run block. We know that.
He's a duck. He's a run. He's duck.
How similar are Oregon and Kansas State's offense?
Basically, it's pretty much the same thing. Hybrid teams, Dan. Eddie, that's what they do.
Yeah, that to me, that's why. So he got the kind of guy that our new O-line coach knows that this is the kind of guy that he uses, though.
Yeah, he has a motor, Eddie. I give you that. He has a motor. He can play the position. He's not gonna tap out. I get that. But once again, this to me is just a depth move. You have your 5 starters. He's an inside guy. He can't play outside. If Steele screws up, he's not going outside. You know what I mean? He's not. Yeah. So to me, it was just an insurance move. That's all it is.
I give this one a B just because it's a guy that can play in the system.
Yeah, and I'll be nice because I don't like giving late round picks. A C, D that low. He's our last pick basically. Pretty much in that round there. So I'm going to give him a B because if an insurance guy at his rate as an insurance guy, I like the move. It's a solid pickup. So I'll give him a B on there. Let's get to some of the comments real quick before we get out of here. Evan says, yes, the West Virginia veer. You already know. That's what I would run out there. Joe Sullivan checking in. He says, I thought you guys had a good draft, though. Bit surprised, no impact wide receiver. I agree with that 100%, Joe. My thing, I was okay round 1, 2. Third round pissed me off so bad because you're getting a guy who played 3 games last year, coming off an ACL injury.
I hope he surprises you. I really do.
I hope all these guys surprise me, Dave. But to me, you drafted out of need. You just drafted for future players because, like I said earlier, to me, this told me Jerry Jones's 3-year plan, Schottenheimer's 3-year plan. He is going to be either the best thing that Jerry Jones has ever done since Jimmy Johnson, or if they screw this, I'm just going to say it. If they fuck this up, Dave, okay?
Will it be the first time Jerry messed up?
Well, of course, but here's the thing. If this happens where it goes downfall, we are a 7-10 team or win 1 game better than last year. I don't care how much we win. We still suck. Schottenheimer becomes the scapegoat. We gave a head coach a chance. We couldn't do it. He's the scapegoat. That's the thing. It's a 3-year rebuild plan.
I love his drive. I really do. That's what I'm saying.
Hell, you're in an interview, you're a head coach. You're going to say the right things no matter what. You know what I mean?
That's not true. True.
Dave, have you ever heard a coach come out and say?
I'm just saying. No, I'm saying there have been coaches that interviewed that said the right things that didn't get the job. Yeah.
Well, Dave, I guess I would like to know. I'm going to go back in Pro Football Talk and go back to that situation. I want to see how many times or how many teams Schottenheimer interviewed with.
He's been in the league a long time. That's all I'm going to say.
How many teams did he interview with?
It doesn't matter. He's been in the league a long time. He knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's doing.
I've been an OC for over 20 years, and guess what? I've been passed over many times. I didn't get an interview too, but they bring in another guy who's nobody wants, nobody talks about, nobody's on the radar. I don't get it, Dave. Okay. He was like the number 1 candidate for a head coaching job. I heard Schottenheimer, wasn't he? Eddie, he was like the number 1 candidate, wasn't he, this year?
No,
I don't think.
I'm just being.
You wanted those old timers and Belichick.
I don't want Belichick. Belichick
okay. Did you want Deion?
No.
Dave, you're talking about players that I've never said I like, Dave. I don't want Belichick.
I'm just
I don't
saying.
Want Deion.
Coaches that were out there, you're looking for jobs. Deion was one of them.
Who was the number 1 candidate for this team this year?
Who was the number 1 candidate? Ben Johnson.
Who was number 2?
The kid from Kingsbury.
I think
he would have been number 4 for me in the interview.
Okay.
The Jacksonville's new head coach,
Liam Cohn.
Yeah.
He was my number 2. He's an offensive guy.
And I know Cliff was out there. I know you wouldn't have minded Cliff though. You would have been okay with that.
He's an offensive guy. He would have brought some innovation to this team. But Liam Coleman is an offensive guy. Look what he's doing with Jacksonville. He's building that team already. What he's done in the draft already. He's building that team to fit his scheme is what he's doing. Us, I don't even know what the identity is right now. I don't know what the identity we have. I don't know. I don't know what our identity is. And also, guys, you can check out Joe. He's going to be writing for Steampunk Entertainment. Check him out. He bring back the old school. A lot of us are going to be hopping on there with them.
Actually, they had a good show today. Did you guys watch it?
Let me plug it, Dave. Let me plug it. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of collaborations out there. He's actually going to be putting it on Out of the Box as well. So please make sure you check that out. And also Monday night Sully Squad every 6 p.m. Make sure you check it out as well. Also, let's get through here. Definitely scheme independent. 100%. Last comment. Dallas did a depth draft for the position they really need, or did what? Dallas did a depth draft for the position they didn't really need, or could have did better. Here's the thing. You drafted out of position players. You drafted for the purpose of, I hope you come back off injury and play good. You didn't address needs. The only need that you addressed somewhat in the first round with Booker, because he was the best guard out there. Round 2, you solidified a top 2 defensive end. It was a steal in Donovan. Round 3, Chevelle. I don't know what the fuck that was. I'm sorry. An ACL injury. 3 games last year. We hope you play good, because our number 1 corner is off an ACL. Our number 2 is on ACL. Our number 3 is Elam, who sucks. Our number 4 is an ACL guy. Jaden Blue is a 180-pound running back who plays wet. Just saying.
The perfect team could have the perfect draft, and you would find something wrong with it.
No, because it doesn't fit our scheme. That's the thing. Eddie, am I right or wrong? This does not fit our scheme, does it?
None of these, not the kind of scheme that Schottenheimer wants to really run. You need to have a bigger running back.
And I agree. After the first round, I went back and I said, okay, Booker made sense to me. Go ahead. That was a steal with Donovan at 44. Go out and get that franchise end to complement Parsons. Fine with that. But then the third round, God, our defense is pretty damn good. Our offense sucks. Go out and get that back. You want to run the ball? Go out and get me a back that's going to pound. I would have took Dylan Sampson over any of these running backs we have. I want a big back. David Martinez, bring him in. You know, I'm not even going to talk about Phil Moffitt tonight because, you know, it's getting late here. So
you're looking for a John Riggins type running back?
Man, John Riggins, is he still alive? Because I'd take him right now over our running back.
I'm saying that's what you're looking at, though. That's what you want.
No, I don't want that kind of back, Dave. If that was the point, that I would have moved up and got Ashton Gente. You know what I mean? I would have gotten Omari and Hampton. I would have got that. But, Dave, there was running backs in the second and third round too, where you could have got a big back, you know? To me, when you seen Trayvon Henderson go, Judkins went, all these backs started going, that's where you jump back up and say, oh, shit, our need on our draft board says wide receiver, running back, O-line. You get that running back there. You don't go out and take a corner coming off an injury in round 3. And then you go out and get the smallest back coming out of college in Jaden Blue in your 5th round. Just saying. That's me.
I think there were good running backs in the 3rd round that were better than players you're going to get in the 2nd round in next year's draft.
Agree. And, you know, here's a comment with Michael right there. Here's the thing, too. There are going to be some running backs after the cut after. I mean, hell, if you want Miles Sanders, he's going to be on the trading block, you know. People can take his ass, you know.
Yeah. I don't want. If the Jets decide to cut Breece Hall,
they're not going to cut.
Yeah, I was surprised. Is he still there?
Yeah, he's still there.
Yeah,
he's still young. They're not going to cut him. They got him and Rice. They're not going to cut one of those guys. No way.
I wouldn't mind Breece Hall, though. I'd be okay with that.
Here's the thing. I know you got. Here's what I want to end the show with this. We did sign a wide receiver. Okay. 6'2", 205 pounds. Travion Holden out of Oregon.
I saw that.
718 yards last year, 5 TDs. Okay. He runs a speed offense, which we know about. Here's the crazy thing. We signed another corner, Zion Childress out of Kentucky. He plays nickelback only. 25 games. He's fast, physical, like the size, 6'5", 220. A big corner. Okay. Elijah Charles, safety out of Syracuse, 3-year starter, 181 tackles in 3 years. Last in all career, 13 sacks. Good motor. We signed a tight end out of Auburn, Ronaldo from Lida or something like that. 372 yards last year.
He's shaking his head like, what are we doing?
Yeah, 372 yards last year. Never heard of this character. Never even looked him up. I just read the stat. I don't even know who this guy is. Well, Jackie Barron, a linebacker out of Syracuse. Oh, God, here we go. 2-year starter, Now he has a motor. I did watch Syracuse because of Kyle McCord. I did see this guy here.
You're a Kyle McCord guy.
Yeah, of course. Last year he had 93 tackles, led the team, led the ACC in tackles last year. Solid linebacker, but lacks speed. He's just a plug and play, run in the middle. He could be a defensive guy for us. Now, also, we got another wide receiver we just signed 2 days ago, Josh Kelly out of Texas Tech. I do like this guy, but the only issue is, Eddie, he's another slot guy.
Well, you forgot to mention that the kid from Oregon, the receiver, his 40 was like 4.67.
Yeah, we got a burner there, Eddie. Now this guy, Josh Kelly out of Texas Tech, he's a slot guy. Eddie, he had 1,323 yards last year, 9 TDs, but he plays a slot. That's all he plays. And we know Texas Tech, throw, because you got 3 wide all the time. We don't have 2. We don't have 1 wide receiver, so we ain't doing that. Not a system fit. But they're going to be practice squad guys. So, yeah, that's where we're at, guys. That's where we're at. But real quick, Dave, what do we got to do real quick, Dave?
Got to pay the bills. Got my man Jason Fine.
If you're out there and you need a lawyer, please call 1-800-HURT-123. Attorney Big Al, Mr. Jason Fine, worked for his comp, and falls, motor vehicle accident, personal injury claims. He's got you covered from Pennsylvania to New Jersey. First, over in Jersey, is Cherry Hill, 3 Greensward Lane. And in Pennsylvania, on the East Coast, is Philadelphia, PA, 1628 JFK Boulevard, Suite 2120. And on the west side of PA, it's Pittsburgh, PA, 500 Grant Street, Suite 2900. So if you need any kind of legal advice out there, you need a great lawyer, reach out to Jason Fine. Make sure you mention Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. Just tell him the boys called, told you to call there. You call him, and I guarantee you, no recovery, no fee. He don't get paid, you don't get paid. And here's the thing. He ain't going to take your pockets out. You're only getting a 33 and 30% fee there. No lawyer that I can ever think of. And I've been friends with Jason for, 25 years. Personal friend of mine. Great guy. He'll steer you the right way because that son of a bitch likes to eat and he wants money. So make sure you call him at 1-800-123.
Attorney Big Al.
Right, that's right. Let's see. Last comment before we get out of here. We'll give you Goddard for a 2nd-round pick. What's Goddard going to do for me when my O-line sucks? I got Schoonmaker to play that. I mean,
we don't need Goddard. What do you Goddard for?
I mean, I don't want I don't want to run the Bill Belichick 2 tight end system. I want a wide receiver to spread the ball and then I can start using Turpin. Maybe I can use a Trayshawn Holden. Maybe I can use a Josh Kelly in the slot. That's to me, but I don't have the outside guy. And Goddard isn't.
Are the Eagles keeping Goddard? I don't know what's going on with him.
I don't really know what the hell they're doing. All I know is that team's a lot better than what we are. I'll tell you that. I know that for sure.
Well, they lost a lot of players too.
Yeah, but Dave, they're 13-4, brother, and we're 7.
I get that, but they did lose a lot of players over the season.
And arguably, Dave, they got a top linebacker in the draft too. And
don't they have 6 draft picks? Don't they have a lot next year?
Yeah,
12.
Dave, and guess what? They plugged some nasty holes, Dave. Here's the crazy thing: we're on what network are we on? Out of the Box Sports Entertainment, right?
Yep.
Well, the Eagles went out of the box. They drafted a linebacker. When was the last time?
Yeah, I was surprised on that.
Well, you know what? What makes your team better? You go out of scheme and you draft what makes your team better. Jod Campbell.
Jod Campbell. Yeah.
Wait till you see this kid play. Good God.
And just imagine what that linebacker core is going to look like when Dean gets back from his injury.
Jacoby Dean comes back.
I don't think they have confidence in him coming back, though. Yeah.
Oh, he'll be back. He'll be back. He solidified that defense. I didn't like the kid coming out of the draft, but, man, with the way he plays, he can ball, man. And you got Jod Campbell, a Micah Parsons type linebacker. He's that damn good. Am I right, Eddie?
Just slightly a lesser Micah Parsons, just slightly.
Slightly.
Well, I mean, I think could be a lot better than Micah Parsons because they have the defense. We don't have that defense, That's why I'm saying that. That's why the only reason I'm saying that. So,
talent, I was just talking about talent-wise.
Oh, talent-wise, yeah, Parsons head and shoulders above him, I think the closest thing would be probably an Abdul Carter, but I think Abdul Carter is going to be a lot better than Micah Parsons. I really do. I do, personally. Oh, yeah, I think so, Dave. He's different.
I'm not seeing that.
He's different. Different. Yeah. All right, last comment tonight. Here we go. And there's the answer right there. Thank you very much, Jerry Robinson. Wasn't that UCLA or USC? Which one was that?
I think that was UCLA.
I think it was UCLA, yeah. Jerry Robinson, 1979. Jesus, God, 1979.
That's the last time they drafted a linebacker. Wow.
1970. God, I was 8 years old, man.
I was 79. I was 5.
I believe that was Roger the Dodger's last year in the NFL.
You know what? You're right, because I met him in
Dodger. Yeah, it could have been 79. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, you're right.
He's right.
It was
He's right.
79. No,
Yeah,
you're right. That's the year that I went out to Disneyland with my mom and dad.
Because White was a starter in 80.
Yeah. Yep. And you're right. UCLA. Thank you, Michael. I knew you knew that. USC or UCLA.
Yeah, White was a starter in 80 after Roger left. So.
Yep. All right, so guys, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. We talked about our draft real quick before we do final thoughts here. Dave, give me a complete grade on this entire 2025 draft.
I got a B+ on there. I think it's good.
B+. Okay. Overall B+. Eddie?
B-.
B-. Okay. I'm only going to grade the top 4 picks down to Jaded Blue. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to go B. A first round, A+ second round, C. I'm going to be nice and go C there. Jadon Blue, C. So I'm going to go B. I think it averages out to a B for me. But late rounds, I'm not even going to talk about because they're utility players. It means nothing to me. You're looking for that dime a dozen guy. Michael checks in. He says, "Good show. Appreciate you, Michael. Thanks."
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it, man.
I was 10 years old in 79. Damn. So he's Michael's 2 years older than me. Okay.
Hey, Michael, you're old.
I was 5.
Yo, don't disrespect the old people, brother. Okay. I'm old too. Okay. I just got my AARP damn thing in the mail. Don't disrespect old people. All right, come on,
old man.
Yeah, you're damn right. I'm old. That's right.
That's why he's grumpy all the time. His positive is gone. His negative is a lot more than his positive.
Well, Dave, what can you expect being a Cowboys fan? Okay, I was positive for 8 weeks, Dave, in the offseason because I didn't give 2 shits about the team. Now it comes to reality, what we did in the draft. Now I'm back, Dave. I'm back. Mr. Negative Paul.
Yep. Mr. Negative is back. It's only a matter of time.
And we're not even into the season yet, Dave.
I know.
Just imagine what the season's going to be.
We tried to give him 30 years, almost 30 years of being positive, and Jerry hasn't given us reason to stay that way.
Yeah, hold on, let me look real quick. Super Bowl champion.
Yes, we're still stuck at 5. If you want to look at it.
God, you know what I noticed on my thing up there? There's cobwebs on that goddamn thing.
Oh, stop!
There's cobwebs, Dave. Cobwebs.
Mister, I keep the house clean. I don't think there's any cobwebs in your house.
No, there's no cobwebs in this house. My house is clean. I'm Asian.
I know that.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Eddie,
here we go.
Shut up, Dave. Shut up with the fucking here we go bullshit. You know what he's going to say this year? He's going to be like, oh shit. That's what he's going to say. Oh, shit. That's what he's going to say this year.
No, he's not.
Here we go. Oh,
he's
shit.
He's going to be fine.
All right, well, Eddie, give me your final thoughts. Could be anything in the world out there, whatever you want to say. Give me your final thoughts, Eddie. You have the floor for a minute and a half, whatever you want to do. Go ahead.
I can't wait to see Donovan play because I believe he's the real deal. And for Tyler Booker, I think it's going to be easy. I think it's easier for guard Booker to move from left guard to right guard than it was for Guyton to move from right tackle to left tackle.
Agree. Is that your final thoughts?
Yeah.
All right, Dave, Mr. Positive, Dave Yarnell, the showstopper, my little brother, Mr. Positivity. I love the kickers. Talk to me, Dave. What's your final thoughts?
Hey, Cowboy Nation, keep your heads up. We had a solid draft. It's going to be good. Everything's going to be fine. Don't worry about a thing. We're going to be good. Just stay positive. That's all I'm saying. Stay positive. We're going to be all right. I'll be all right.
Dave, I'm sorry. I thought positively.
But last thing before you guys, I would like to say that my daughter's softball team for school is 7-0 right now. They're playing outstanding softball. So,
damn, they won. And the season just began. They won more games than the Cowboys.
They're 7-0, and they have a tough game tomorrow against Strathaven, who's a very good team. So, wish them luck tomorrow. They're going to need it. But right now, they're having a great season. They really.
All right, Faith. Faith out there. Please get a home run. Hope your team wins tomorrow. Your family and me, Dave. You already know that, of course. My final thoughts, real quick, has nothing to do with the football team because I'm done talking about the Cowboys until I see some off-season, OTAs and stuff like that. My thing is off the record here. Dave, I am positive for one thing. My life is starting to come back together for positive reasons. And the last thing I want to say is this. If you know me on Facebook, I talk a lot of shit. I stir up the pot. Dave, you know how I stir up the pot whenever I can. That's just who I am. But I'm going to tell you one thing.
It's all Eddie's fault.
Is. But here's the thing I want to tell anybody out there. Forgive people for what they do, because one mistake in life does not judge you for the rest of your life. It could be something small, large, enormous. One bad turn does not define who you are, because if you can forgive a person for one thing, do it, because when you look yourself in the mirror, number one, every motherfucker out there has skeletons in their closet, brother. I got dead bones in my closet too. So I'll be honest with you, don't judge a person by one mistake, because I forgave somebody, and I tell you what, I think it's the best move in my lifetime, because one mistake doesn't justify who this person is. And I can't wait. I find out May 15th of when this person comes back into my life. So Katie, I love you.
Is that the date?
That's the date that we find out her sentencing. Put it that way.
Oh,
okay.
Gotcha.
So
okay.
I'll say it out there. I'm not afraid, because I don't give a damn. It doesn't justify who she is. So I'll find out May 15th. And from what I went through, I already visited her. Last week, Monday, I talked to her for 2 hours, and it lit up my life, just looking at her. And you guys seen the pictures on Facebook. That 15 minutes that I get to talk to her every day, that's the best 900 seconds I could have in a day, man. So I'm positive about it, so stay strong, Katie. Soon, this house that I'm rebuilding is going to become a home, and I can't wait. So that's my final thoughts. Be positive. Don't judge people. You know what? I'm a Cowboys fan. Don't judge me, because I'm an idiot and I don't know what the hell I'm saying either. So I'll leave it there. I'll just leave it there, David. So Dave, are you ready to get out of here?
I know I am. You ready to get out of here?
Yep.
Okay, before we get out of here tomorrow night, we have a show coming on, NFC Weekly Talk, myself and Dan.
Actually, before we get out of here, I do want to say.
You always interrupt me. You're like every time.
I'm sorry. I do want to say. I want to say that what I saw today with Joe and his crew with Angelo Cataldi, I thought that was a very good show. They did a very good thing.
Okay, it's on Out of the Box as well, so make sure you watch it as well. What was I saying, Dave?
I don't remember.
And you call me old. See, you don't even remember what I was saying. See,
I cut you off too fast.
Yes. Okay. Tomorrow night we have NFL Weekly Talk with myself and Dan. We are going to go over the entire first round pick from 1 to 32. We're going to talk about each team on the NFL Weekly, and then following week we're going to talk about rounds 2 and 3, rounds 4 to 7. We're not going to get every player. We're just going to talk about the gem that we thought that was picked up to solidify a team. So that'll be 6:00 tomorrow night there as well. So, guys, are you ready to get out here? Dave, I think you need to take us out of here. I want the enthusiasm of positive Dave, because if I do it, I'm just going to tell everybody to go F themselves with the Dallas Cowboys. So, Dave, be positive. Take us out of here. Like, I want you to be so positive, Dave, where Dallas Cowboys just drafted in the first round the college franchise kicker. I want you to be that positive, Dave, because that's how much I know you love kickers. So take it away, Dave. Get us out
Cowboy
of here.
Nation, we do have the best kicker in the league. Everybody knows that. Cowboy Nation, we have a quarterback who's going to be back ready to go, coming off of his injury. I know he's going to be fine. The offensive line looks strong. It's going to be strong. I know. The Tyler offensive line, gotta love that. But be strong, be positive. Keep thinking positive thoughts. This team's going to be okay. They're going to be set up. We're going to be good. So everybody else, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your week. It's going to rain this weekend. I know that. It's going to suck at all, because that's what happens this time of year. But other than that, hey, and like I said, tomorrow is the 1st of May. So enjoy that too. Cowboy Nation, we will see you next week.
Until then, Wednesday night, 9:30, Cowboys Weekly. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. Make sure you check us out. And Dave, get us the hell out of here, brother.
If you smell what this Cowboy fan and my boys are cooking, see ya.